Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is Black Prince Gaming and we are here today playing, well, continuing off our Hoi 4 A to Z challenge. So today we will be playing as the Congo, as they're next up on the list, I believe. So let's jump on in. We're going to leave it non-historical and I'm just going to try and see what happens as we play here. We're just going to see where the world takes us and what would be best for Belgian Congo. First time I've actually played them as a nation. I know they came out of the Gotterdammerung update, and I think they got their independence through that. But yeah, so lots to look at. So over here, what do we have? Okay, so it looks like we have a independence path here. So communist or fascist path, we can secure aid from either the Soviets or the Germans and then begin our revolution. Okay. I think if I was going to pick one of those, I'd probably go more Soviet-based, but I guess that will depend who's going to still be alive in this world. Maybe we go for some of that in a bit, but I think for now, let's just get the factories. Let's do the industry tree, which we actually have like a unified industry tree with Belgium. So where is our capital? In Leopoldville. Okay. I'm assuming we are civilian economy, but to be fair, I think we just want to try and build our way out of that. So let's just go for it here. Let's just start building up civilian factories. You know, I know sometimes it's best to grab some infrastructure first, but I think we just need military for now. Let's get our industry building up. So yeah, let's get the 2 civilian factories. We're gonna desperately need factories. I mean, we've literally got 1 on production right now, so really, really not good. So what happened with Germany? Germany did stay historical and remilitarize the Rhineland. I'm just trying to see what happens in a non-historical game to see what sort of chaos is going to be caused here across Europe and across the world. I mean, if, for example, Britain starts decolonizing, that really expands our options. But yeah, we're just going to have to wait and see on that. Let's go ahead and get these 2 military factories because we desperately need anything to build up our military here. If we're going to have any chance of going independent or fighting, we definitely need something there. Let's get this even more research speed. We want to make sure the research slots we do have are just as effective as they could be. And there we go, Ethiopian civil war. So already things are changing out here, although that is going to be an Italian puppet, so that may not be the best thing for us. Oh, the UK though has conceded to the trade unions, so that is a good sign that they will potentially be going communist and there will be some decolonizations. We might even be able to snatch up their colonies and align ourselves with them if we start to go communist ourselves. You know what, let me just race for it. Let's race for independence. Let's really try and see if we can't get our independence here. I just want to see what will happen, because I don't want to be sucked into Belgium going fascist and potentially getting us into all kinds of wars out here in Europe, especially with someone like France. If we end up at war with France, we are going to be screwed. If the mutinies are either over or still ongoing when the focus strike while the iron is hot is completed, the spirit will gravely affect our enemy in the civil war. I mean, okay, let's definitely go for that then. Oh, and if we can get 50 opinion with the US, then we can get 2 more civilian factories. Okay, yeah, let's not race to the Civil War if we can, if there's still more stuff that we could be securing out here. But there we go, let's make contact with Irving Brown and get 2 civilian factories. Okay, let's just see what we can do to really boost our economy here. How is the rest of the world looking? Spanish Civil War, right on cue. That's what normally happens. Italian Union, so a communist Italy. Okay, so going communist, we might actually have some good friends out here. Hungarian Civil War is happening. Still unsure what's coming out of the Soviets just yet. Is there any way to check that? There's a little bit of democratic support, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. They could still stay historical. So we've got to keep an eye on them. They will be very important to us here. Okay, there we go. We've got Soviet aid now, so that's some war support. And when the Civil War starts, we're going to get some civilian factories, some military factories, and some equipment to sort of keep us strong. I mean, we should probably go for this because that's going to gain us a core on land when we rise up. Perfect. Yes, it's going to be a communist playthrough. Oh, it's a good thing we secured Soviet support when we did because they're about to collapse. So let's hope that doesn't affect our actual support that's coming in. Let's go ahead and slander colonial authorities. Or should we start doing this first? Let's do this. Let's go down these just to get our final buffs before we enter the Civil War. Yeah, Soviets almost always go boom. Yes, they do. A call for international revolutionary brigades. Oh, Trotsky, I can't afford the manpower. Don't do this to me. Austria's in a civil war. Spain, look at that nightmare that's happening there. Those front lines would be absolutely horrific to run. Oh my god, the Soviets have already been annexed. That was a very fast civil war. That normally doesn't end that quickly. Normally they stay holed up in like a couple of states and really hold out. But I guess this was a very successful civil war, so we're going to have a very international Soviets here. Like they're really going to want to try and expand out. Okay. And here is our civil war firing. Okay, let's just check what focuses we can do now. I guess now we could try and get the Intor Lion Dancers. Let's see if we can't race down the capital here. I don't know what their army is going to look like because they're going to have these big debuffs to the Belgian Congo. You see if you can't wrap up and around. Let's just see, to be fair, can we not just start pushing straight through the front lines? If they're going to have limited troops to face us, then maybe we can just make some breaks here. Oh, and it looks like we are just overwhelming their unit support here. Okay, this could be a very quick civil war, which I'm definitely down for. Let's do the Lion Roars then. Let's start heading towards our communist path because it looks like that is the civil war done. Because I think it's once we take those states, we're out of the civil war. Yeah, Belgium isn't aware of us and has no overlordship over us now. Okay, freedom already. And just as we get that elite unit out, so we didn't even need him in the end. Oh, let's have a look at this. Resistance growth in our states, occupied by enemy, conscription laws are down, or we can just get stability. And I think I probably want the stability looking at it here. That's not going to lock us out of being anyone, will it? Doesn't look like it's going to, so that's fine. Let's just take the stability guy. And I mean, yeah, let's renationalize stuff. It's going to annoy some of these other powers across the world, but 3 civilian factories is 3 civilian factories. Not going to turn my nose up at that. I mean, yeah, we're not going to let anyone leave us here, so let's go ahead and make sure that Rwanda is crushed for rebelling against us. And we will also declare war against Burundi as well, is it? Yeah, Burundi. Once again, I don't imagine these will be anywhere difficult as fights go. There you go, let's take this land back. And there we go, it looks like that was just all the events for people declaring independence from the UK. So that is hopefully a good sign that Africa is about to start exploding as well. And there we go, we have all of these puppets now of the UK. It's going to be interesting if some of them go independence. We might be able to sweep up a few states here and pretty much reform like a Soviet version of German Middle Africa. France and the Second Brazilian Republic are now the European Federation. Very European. That's what we love about non-historical. Things just get weird. Strict anti-clericalism. Okay, so we can choose here. Oh, it doesn't actually matter, this choice above. But yes, so we could look to make our own African Union, or we could look to join the common term of the Union of Soviet Republics. Oh, and we could hold like a Pan-African Congress, which is going to help them break away. Or we could maybe try and help them break away through our own decisions here. You know what? I think we're going to go for this. Let's go ahead and get the stability buff. It's going to come at the cost of research, but we're not going to have masses of research that we need to be doing. Like, we're not going to really invest in a navy at all. We're not going to invest in a lot of things, so we might as well keep our cards a bit closer to our chest here. Let's go ahead and get you promoted, because you actually look like a pretty good general, and then you can be our field commander for our army. The Germans have now declared war on France, so there we go. The France-Belgium pact is at war. Oh, and that did bring in the Soviets. Why is that? They were guaranteeing the independence of France. Okay, so Germany still has its two-front war with the British staying out of it for now, but the Britain at any time... Oh no, I guess they've got their own faction. I was going to say at any time they could join with the Soviets, but that is quite the war Germany's going to have to face in 1939. I mean, it's pretty historical timeline for this war to kick off, and oh my god, they're straight through the French. And is that the Swiss on the side of the Germans? It is, even though it's a democratic Switzerland. A lot of crazy stuff happening here. And the French were... How did the French have this land off the Italians? Who even knows at this point? Let's go ahead and see if we can't get... Well, I guess let's ask all of these guys if they want to join our faction here. Liberia joins the African Unity, South Africa, Free France, Ethiopia, and Eritrea all joined. Okay. Okay, I don't think it's a faction at the moment. It just is, it will give them all a buff of being part of us. So then we could work towards, I think, consolidating it as a faction. Yes, so we could start to bring them into maybe a more faction base, but at least we're going to be working together now a little bit more in Africa here. And getting South Africa on side is huge because they left the British. So they should be a fully independent nation. Yeah, they are. Okay, let's try and maybe just influence a lot of these nations around us. Everyone is joining our African Union. I mean, at the moment it's nothing but positives, but hopefully... There you go, they've all joined in the central bank too. Perfect. Mutual defense. This is going very, very well for the moment. Communist Malawi joins, Liberia joins. Okay, we're getting a few joining, a couple of rejections as well. So Free France rejected it. I mean, obviously they're quite a big nation. They're probably not going to look for sort of defense from us so much. We are starting to really build up our army now, though. We've got some more manpower coming in after we've started to sway things. Let's go ahead and try and bring the Nile in. We're stronger together. Okay, and we can actually re-invite a lot of people to this stuff that they rejected, so that's fine. The Executive Council, sure. Yeah, we'll continue down this, and then once we're fully down it, we'll see if we can't influence some of these smaller nations on our borders and see if we can't maybe just intimidate them into integrating with us. Like, Uganda probably wouldn't be a bad first grab, considering they're communist anyway. Actually, all of these guys, they're all communist because they were released by Communist UK, so hopefully that means they'll align with us more likely. Down that, we'll get that, and then we'll see if we can't try and integrate them. I don't know if they'll accept because they're part of... Oh, they're not part of the UK anymore. There are a few of them that have remained in the Allies, but a lot of them have left the Allies. Okay, so we could really start to look to expand. I wonder if they say no to integration, would we be able to take them? Liberian Commune. Okay, yeah, they're all... A good majority of them then joined the Executive Council, which means I think it's going to be easier to integrate them. How is Germany doing? Oh, wait, what? Congolese France? Hold on. Was that actually puppet events? Oh my god, they were puppet events. I didn't even realise. So we've got now Liberia, the Republic of the Nile, Uganda, Zambia. We have so many puppets. What? How did we get Congolese France? Why did they accept that? And it also pieced that out from Germany. We now own all of France. All of France is now ours because they decided to accept. I will definitely look to integrate France then. I mean, if we could grab all of that land, that would be absolutely huge for us. In what world do they accept that, though? That's crazy. Okay, let's go the African Union. So is this actually going to start another event chain where they might actually all just pick to join us? My God. Okay, doesn't look like that did that, but... Jesus. Integrate Congolese France. Let's go for it. You know what, I'm just going to go for the integration of everyone that I can for the moment in time. And let's see if we can't just integrate a huge amount of Africa. So does this give us cores on African land? It doesn't look like it does. Maybe we can start to integrate it though at some point. Who do we want really as our division that's going to garrison a lot of this? These guys seem like the best because it's the least manpower and production cost. And we want to probably just go on some civilian oversight. We can lower the autonomy of a puppet. There we go, we're already starting to integrate the French. Already starting to integrate some more of these puppets of ours. Oh my God, look at their integration levels just falling. Yeah, we're going to be able to integrate France. This is crazy. Why would they accept this? And also we just got a load more factories to start putting on stuff. This is absolutely insane. Let's go up to extensive conscription because we are going to need a lot of garrisons soon. There you go. The African Union now holds mainland France as well as South Africa. We now actually have an... Oh my God, we have Syria as well. And Indochina. Yeah, 50 minutes I've been streaming, and we own all of France as Africa. And yeah, a lot of other African land as well. I mean, look at that, we own all of South Africa as well. I mean, I guess let's get building. The fact that we've got all these nations, we can just sort of start trying to integrate. Executive Council, because I think the Executive Council is the puppets, isn't it? So let's see if we can't invite them, see if they won't become new puppets of ours. Let's go ahead and get some research. There we go, looks like we just got a bunch of new puppets for ourselves. Yep, great. Oh, hold on. Why have we just declared war? Who did we declare war on? Hold on. On the Republic of Cambodia? Oh, they rose up against us, did they? Sure. I guess France was doing a real terrible job at keeping them integrated. As well as Pontevedra. We're going to have a few revolutions against us here. There's nothing I can really do to stop that. Although actually we have the whole French Navy now, don't we? Or we have half of it because they'd already fallen. So maybe there is something I can do about that. But yeah, so France was really screwing up actually keeping a hold of everyone there. Let's go ahead, merge everyone up into one navy. And then let's just see what we can do. We don't even have a naval commander. There you go. You now have command of an absolutely massive fleet. Do with it what you will. High repair priority, sure. And I guess let's make sure that we have as many dockyards as we can on repairing. And yeah, I mean, I don't even know the first thing about Navy, so we can just put stuff on convoys. Our nation now has one of the biggest navies in the world and no clue how to build any ships. That's really going good. My God. With all of this success, I don't even know what I should be doing. That's the crazy part. Let's go ahead and start getting this to just start removing some debuffs to ourselves. And then we can start integrating all of these guys actually and bringing them even lower. They've both joined. Okay, so let's start doing that and we can bring them even lower and more likely to be part of our mega faction that we're building here. Oh, and that actually came with loads of political power again. So does it just give you the political power to like do a lot of these integrations? Let's get everyone as low as they possibly can, just so then they're close to being integrated. Maybe I should be a bit strategic about who I'm taking over here, but you know, I also just want more and more land. Is there not any focus for like unifying Africa, or is there any like decision I could take that's gonna give us a lot more? Unite Latin Africa. Okay, so there is somewhere we should be looking to push for. Ah, there we go. It shows it all there. So yeah, we need Portugal and Spain. So I mean, that pretty much determines who we're going to need to go to war with to get loads of core land. I think that's something we could do. If we join the faction with our land and our industry, I reckon we could take over the faction, kick the Italians out of the faction, and then attack them. Okay. Either way now we can see the majority of our empire here down in Africa, bar the Italian Union. But yeah, I think there's a chance we could take over this faction here. They surely can't have too much. Where is it? Take over faction. We need to wait 180 days, and we need 1,000,000 more men in the field, which is probably doable with our current thing, especially as we start to increase our control over a lot of these other, well, especially as we take more armies from our faction members. I guess we can now look to maybe get our faction in against the Union of Socialist Soviet Republics for our own goals here. Although that is a hell of a faction. Look at that. They've got India, Turkey, obviously the USSR, Mongolia, Qing China, Bulgaria. The Union of Britain is in with them. Spain and Portugal. Okay, so that is definitely a mega faction that we need to keep an eye out for. And let's see if we can't get Ethiopia into our executive council too. Yeah, it looks like we have our mega war. We know who we need to prepare ourselves against, and that is the Soviet faction. Let's also just quickly go ahead and add some support anti-air to these divisions. That's going to help them out. What could they muster? Like, what would be their defensive points, Spain and Portugal? So we really want to make sure that we got troops on all of this land surrounding the stuff. In Africa, definitely. Is it just a control that we need of these provinces before we can form the, make our formable? Controlled. Okay, that's good. That means we don't need to technically own it. And then we obviously want to be defending out of France. And we are going to declare our war on the People's Republic of Spain. We're going to call all of our allies in. And now we are in against the mega faction of the communists. And we're dragging our whole faction in here too. There we go. Let's get pushing. Let's get moving. Hopefully everyone will just move as quickly as they can. Okay, we got open front lines. You know what? Just aggressively expand troops. I just want you moving as fast as you can. Let's just do whatever we can here to really get this secure, get this ready, and hopefully allow us to make this formidable nation. You guys, let's try and kick them out of the port, just really secure that, and then that should be pretty much any Portuguese troops left here trapped. Yep, there we go. Okay, has that unlocked the decision just yet? Almost. Equatorial. Oh, we need this, do we? Really? That's the city? Rather than it being on the mainland? Okay. What I will probably do then is... We don't even have naval invasion technology. Okay, we need to research that. Oh, that's so annoying. Like, why can't we reform Latin Africa when we literally have the entire mainland that we would need to reform that? That seems like such a stupid part of this. But let's just make sure our artillery's a bit stronger, working better. Hopefully troops are continuing to move around and mobilize where needed. Let's make sure they are railroading. Looks like we are taking Madrid actually, or we're right at the gates of Madrid. There you go, push for it. You try and hold them there. There we go, Madrid has fallen. Look at our expansion here, and hopefully our allies should be coming in to support us even more as we go. You guys just hang on in there, hold whatever you're going to. Hopefully this has at least taken some pressure off the Germans. I mean, the Germans look like they have actually pushed back from Berlin. Yeah, which is really nice to see, because that was looking very, very worrying. We could offer peace to Spain for Equatorial Guinea's independence. We do not want to do that, because we've taken so much land now off Portugal too. Come on, it looks like the Spanish are starting to pull back some troops here, but that is fine. Go round, see if you can't take the cities. Let's go for it. Come on, get the army moving, get us moving fast. Come on with the Fall of Seville, is that it? For the Spanish, at least? No, but we've cut them off again. Come on, get moving. Get holding. You guys move round, take Gibraltar. Surely Spain is close. Spain is like one city away from capitulating. I mean, look at how much we've taken of them and they still haven't given up. Let's cut off these troops here outside of Bilbao. There's actually Spain's capitulation. Okay, amazing. It looks like maybe Gibraltar was the actual end of that. Okay, and now all in against Portugal. Let's get them cleared out. Yeah, it looks like our divisions, we can overwhelm them here. As I say that, they reinforce the tile, of course. One of you get into that empty tile. Let's just really do our best to secure this. There we go. We've cut them off here. Maybe we can kick them all into one tile and just kill out a few units. Perfect. Let's now push for Lisbon. There you go. Keep the march going. We should be here. We're at here, the gates of Lisbon. The conquest is coming. We only have 14% of the war score. Okay, we're really going to have to focus then on what we take. I mean, that's actually saying we're going to get a peace deal anytime soon. We're not, but here is the end of Lisbon anyway, and the end of the Portuguese. Come on. Crush them. Destroy them. There we go. Don't let them out. Perfect. Portugal has capitulated to us. That is great work. Maybe let's get some naval invasion support ready for this landing. Here we go. Looks like we're going to land. It was Spanish troops on here, so why did they keep hold of that? That is annoying. We have taken, anyway, Equatorial Guinea, so now we can unite Latin Africa, which is going to allow us to core all of this, which is beautiful. Is there any further coring decisions, maybe, for some of these? I don't think so. Who are we still at war with? Okay, so I guess our next place to send our army is into Syria.